So I find that is.
Yeah, because what you're saying, I noticed that a lot of well, not a lot of the apostles. Apostle Tahar, one time he went into a rage. He was on camera live, and I could see that it was a built up frustration over time. He went. Remember, he went into the Akim, he tore them up, boy. But he was letting out his frustration. You know what I mean? And sometimes Apostle Gabar does it as well. You can feel the vibe sometimes, and he kind of comes,
the lyrics.
You know, when he does live stream and all that, you know. Yeah. And then he said that it's like you get mad sometimes in this truth, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the flesh; it's gonna happen. But like I said, you gotta look at what's really good. And what's really good is what we're gonna get, man. Right. All of this ain't real. All of this bullshit ain't real.
Yeah, go ahead. It's John 12. John 12.
Yeah, go on.
Ain't nothing real out here, man. Even these women ain't real.
That's right.
1 to verse 6. Let's read that.
So everything's fake out here, man. Everything's fake.
Yeah, because Yahawashi was a great man of character, so.
And that's why those two women they walked away. They were standing there when I said that they walked out. I don't play around, man. That's how you get though. You, like this brother said, you get miserable, man. You don't mean to say certain things, but hey, certain things just come out. Yeah, go on, bro.
This is John chapter 12 from verse 1. Then Yahawashi, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead. There they made him supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him.
Yeah, so Lazarus, imagine that, a guy that was dead, he's now sitting at the table eating supper with you. That's mad.
You put the hell out.
Probably think he's got an eye missing and shit, man. No, he was afraid like this brother, was sitting eating the couple of days, he was dead before. But Yahawashi raised them up. We're gonna be able to do that in the kingdom, man. Raising people back to life again.
Yeah, raising the dead.
So you said that Martha was serving. That shows you the duties of a woman. Alright? Go ahead.
Then to Mary a pound of ointment and spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Yahawashi and wiped his feet with her hair.
Yeah, so first it said she took costly ointment of spikenard and anointed the feet of Yahawashi and wiped his feet with her hair. So first and foremost, you got women in this truth that believe. I know one in particular. Certain other brothers might know certain females that believe the whole thing, man. They've got more of a stomach to believe the things that we believe than a lot of men out there in the world, man. It goes to show you that this is not, Yahawashi is not sexist. You know what I'm saying? You got certain women that believe more in like the rape issue more than a lot of men, man. The most people that get on us on the rape issue are men. Not even women. They don't say, well, how dare you degrade us, and you know, it's mainly men, especially old men. Excuse me. You can't say that about women. That's rubbish. I've actually fell out and lost people who I would regard to be my friend, man, because of the rape issue. You got a lot of bitch-made men out there, and women have more of a manly stomach than a lot of these men out here, man. Showing you that it's about the elect. It's not even male or female thing, man. Not even like a male or female thing. It's about who the Lord giveth to. Alright, so they said that a woman served, right? And that was underneath the Roman Empire. So the so-called black woman, she was in order to some extent back then. Now, they're all out of order, man. Go ahead, man.
Then took Mary a pound of ointment or spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Yahawashi.
And anointed his feet. Go ahead.
And wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment.
Right, so there's some real ointment or fake ointment.
Then said one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's brother, which should betray him, why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor?
Right, so this nigga was like, Why are you spraying his hair for? This, he could have sold that. This nigga wasn't even thinking about the truth or how deep it is that a woman actually bowed herself to oint this man's feet.
Right.
He wasn't even thinking like that. The first thing he was thinking, oh, she just used the ointment to oint his feet.
Right. That was the expensive stuff, the good stuff.
Yeah. So he's probably thinking, man, I could have sold that, man.
And it's still expensive right now, because I'm on Amazon right now. They're selling it for £16, man. Just for this little bottle.
Right.
£16.
Yeah, because real ointment, like oil, like that's you have to go to like one of them health stores, man. Like health stores like Baldwin. Or but even the Rastafarians, they sell them for expensive, man. Yeah. Even the small like little thing.
The containers, yeah.
Like the real thing. You know, you got lavender oil.
Yeah.
You've got jojoba oil.
Jojoba, yeah.
You got different oils, man.
Whole Foods they sell them. Neil's Yards they sell them.
Yeah, you know, and you have to pay a little bit of a penny to buy them, man. All right. Well,
and it says.
So this nigga jumped up in fury.
Verse 6. Then he said, actually, verse 5. Why was not this ointment sold for 300 pence and given to the poor? This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief.
Yeah, so he tried to act like, why do you just give it to the poor? He didn't give a shit about the poor, so that was he was just an act.
That was just a soundbite.
That was just him acting like he cares for the poor.
That's the object.
You can just give it to the poor. And said not that he cared for the poor, but
and had the bag and bear what was put therein. Then said Yahawashi, let her alone. Against the day of my burying have she kept this.
Read verse 6 again.
Back to verse 6, and it says, this he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief, and had the bag, and bear what was put therein.
Well,
then said Yahawashi, let her alone. Against the day of my burying have she kept this. For the poor always ye have with you, but me ye have not always.
Right, so he didn't even kick him out, give him like suspend him from the camp, man. He didn't even suspend Lazarus, man. He kept Lazarus with him because there was a thing that he had to fulfill. All right, so that shows the level of patience that Yahawashi has, man.
Yeah.
All right, to let a grimy nigga be with him and not really get mad at him, man. Just let him roll, you know. So that goes back to the whole point about being poor in spirit. Is that Yahawashi, he was the perfect man of being a man poor in spirit. The things that he wanted to do, because he was in the flesh, things that he wanted to do, he couldn't do it. All right, because he had a purpose. There's things he had to do. All right, he had to fulfill the will of his Father. All right,
and that's why he put that grimy Negro in there, Judas Iscariot, because that had to be fulfilled for him to betray the Son of Man.
Right. You know, because that's what I said. That's why he had to drink and eat, because he was in the flesh, man. Yeah. If he was in his glorified estate, he wouldn't need to be drinking and all that. He can just go through it. But he needed that to ease his flesh, man. But yeah, going back to God.
Hey, what was I saying actually?
Poor spirit.
Yeah.
The toilet.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, this is Matthew's chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right, it says, blessed are the poor in spirit, like the brother was going into, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven, so to speak. So it would make all of the sense in the world for us to get the kingdom, and for not for everybody to receive the kingdom, because all these other nations, they're in their kingdom already. They have their own land, they have their own little resources there in there to keep their nation up and going. But we have nothing. The Lord has yanked everything from us. So much so that we don't even have our own banking structure. Right? And even if we did, Esau can just come through and pretty much burn that shit up like he did in Wall Street. which was already, you know, sanctioned by the Lord because it was set up that we would be on your oppressor only. But the point I'm trying to make is this, is that it would be profitable and reasonable for us to receive the kingdom. Okay, because these nations, they got it all going on already, so they don't need no damn kingdom. They're in the kingdom right now. All right, go on.
Ecclesiastes 7 verse 2, it is better to go into the house of mourning than to go into the house of feasting, but that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Right, and the living will lay it to his heart. Those that are alive in the faith, those that are in the faith, they're what you call the living. The dead are those that are in these clubs and just living out their basic, miserable life. They're the dead, so to speak. I have to say it like that. People looking at me going crazy and shit like that, man. Like, how dare you say that? I will say what I have to say. Go on, brother. Because I'm a servant of the Lord. And you're just a bunch of nobodies. Go on.
For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Right, and the living will lay it to his heart. And this is why a lot of the times we're by ourselves. We don't really hang around these jokers out there. Like you said earlier before, when you're dealing with an average person, they're not so deep. And and that's what makes you frustrated. And that's why me personally, I don't rock with nobody out here. Now, if I have to deal with somebody out here, it's because I ain't got no choice, or to work with them or live with them. But if I have the power not to deal with them, I'm not gonna deal with you, because I already know that you're simple. You're gonna get on my nerves, I'm gonna get on your nerves. Okay. So we might as well just split ways. Do your thing, I'll do my thing. Go on, brother. Because your true family and the true family and the true brotherhood is those that are amongst this truth, man. Because they understand. When you pull a brother to a side and you sit down and you have a conversation with him, he feels what you're saying and you're able to fill up what he's saying. There's that connection. We see eye to eye, and that's what it's all about. You're going to hold your jacket because you don't want to dirty it up or something. I think that's a new jacket, man. You know? But yeah, that's just the thing. We don't see eye to eye these nutcases out here. Go on, brother.
They say, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Right, the heart is made better by the sorrow. Okay, because if you're always in a state of joy all the time, which really, we're not really to be in a joyful spirit anyway. But yeah, to a certain degree, we have to rejoice because we have what's coming to us.
Right.
But I'm just speaking in just general. Enjoying the things of this world and looking at this world like there's nothing wrong with it. That's the wrong kind of spirit.
That's why it's important to fast.
Right. Exactly. Because when you fast as well, after you get done fasting, what happens is you come out more stronger and you start to think things more deeply. Okay, you start to see things from a different perspective. Because before you went on the fast, you was kind of simple. Sometimes you get simple. But after the fast, you start to look at things from a more serious aspect point of view. And that's the benefit of fasting. And it also makes you turn into stronger than you were before. Go on, brother.
Sirach 21, verse 20. A fool lifteth up his voice with laughter, but a wise man doth scarce smile a little.
That's me all day, man. Really, that's all of us. But that's what I do, man. Like when people smile at me, right? I couldn't be bothered, man. I just couldn't be bothered. You know what I mean? I'm pretty much giving them the mean look because there's nothing for me to smile about, really. Now, if I'm amongst you brothers, then I'll crack a smile every once in a while. But when I'm by myself, man, I don't crack them smiles with these people because there's nothing to smile about. You're in a fucked up world, in a fucked up situation, right? Excuse my language. I don't mean to say that. I was doing good all day, right? But it just had to come out, you know, but we're in an effed up situation, man. So what is there to smile about? What is there to laugh about? There's nothing to laugh about. We're pretty much in the shit. We're just like, for example, what a few precious stones in a pile of shit. So what is there to really smile about? It's nothing. Okay? Go on, brother. And the deeper you get in the truth, the more miserable you become. Go on, brother.
St. Luke chapter 19, verse 21. For I fear thee, because thou art an austere man, thou takest up that thou laidest not down, and reapest what thou didst not sow.
Right, so Yahawashi, we was talking about Yahawashi, Yahawashi was an austere man. Why? Because of the amount of information he knew. Okay, because in order for you to know the will of your heavenly Father, that's some over the riding deep knowledge, man. So that kind of knowledge, man, that's like a cross in itself. to have that kind of information, man. So you can understand why he was great while he was in his early days, because he had so much deep information in his mind that it just pretty much made him go great. Okay?
I believe that's
which austere means to be serious.
Serious.
Like for example, you have the term austerity measures.
21.
Means measures of serious measures, so to speak. So we're austere in our own kind of way as well, to a certain degree. We don't really play around. We don't play no games. Okay, we may come out here, we may crack jokes there and there, because you got to balance it out. Sometimes, you know, we have fun about this thing.
Right.
But overall, we're serious people, man. We don't play around with it. We're straight to the point, just like that. Okay, we're not out here for some girls out there dressed like clowns and dealing with these old Negroes. Now, if a Negro want to come up, a 2/3 want to come up and hear what you got to say, then he can come up and hear what you got to say. Okay? But if he's not up here to receive this truth, then he can walk his ass down the street and keep it moving. Because one thing I don't like, man, is I don't like people wasting my time.
Well, he went up to the mountains to pray.
I got some words on a steer.
Yeah, so read what you got, brother.
Yeah, if I can bring out some of these words on
read that.
a steer, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's hard man, yeah, harsh.
Okay, that's all right. It's all right.
Harsh, rough, stiff, stern.
What's the actual meaning of the word? What's the word?
In the blue letter, because I had this for a little while, and I got the words here. In the blue letter, it says harsh, rough, stiff, stern, violent. That's what Esau would say.
Right.
Offensive, intolerable.
Yeah, we can be offensive. We're not denying that. We can be offensive to a certain degree. But that's how the real prophets of God were. They were offensive. They were stern. They were serious. They weren't playing no games, man. Because see, people got it all misconstrued. They think the men of God, they're supposed to just take all the bullshit from the people. No. If you come up there looking silly, man, or acting stupid, we're gonna condemn you with the word of the Lord. That's how we get down. Okay? And that's why they put the Lord on. Why do you think they put the Lord on the cross? Why? Because he was just too nice. No, they put his ass on the cross because he was pretty much offending people, man.
Yeah.
He was offensive.
They stoned Stephen as well.
Right, they stoned Stephen, yeah. Okay? Because these men were austere and they were offensive. Go on, brother, what you got?
St. John 6, verse 15. When Yahawashi therefore perceived that it would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone.
So this goes back to the topic of being the meek. Because Yahawashi knew and understood that it wasn't his time to be exalted. Although he did all of that healing and all of those miracles, he didn't put himself on Front Street to declare himself as king, because it wasn't that time for him to be king. Okay, it's just like, for example, if one of the Rothschilds came up here and said, look, we'll give you us and everything, I would tell him, look, keep what you got. Because it ain't time for me to reign supreme in this day and age right now. It ain't time for me to get rid of the glory right now. It's time for me to go through what I'm going through, okay, and bear my cross, get that over and done with, and then I can reign supreme. And that's how we gotta all see it. Like, we're not no mighty men right now. We're not no, you know what I mean? We're not no none of that. We're what you call lambs. A lamb is an innocent creature, and more so, a lamb is a baby sheep, more innocent. Okay. The scripture says, I've sent you out there sheep among wolves. So we're not no militant guys out here. All we are just messengers and prophets and playing our part as servants. Like when you read the story of Jacob and Esau, right? I think it's in Genesis 34. I was reading it the other day. When he met his brother Esau, right? Jacob came to him as a servant. Although he got the birthright, but Esau, because he was the older brother, he got certain blessings over Jacob still. All right? There was a certain blessing that he had over Jacob, and then Jacob pretty much played the servant role. Okay? So that's how we gotta recognize where we at. We can't be acting as though we got some level of power, because we ain't got no power. Okay, we're weak right now. But that's for us to play that part. Because we know ultimately we gonna get the power. And when we get the power, we gonna use that power, okay, and get revenge for the things that they done unto us.
That's right.
That's when it's all said and done. That's the end part of it. Okay, I want to see if I can find that actually.
Say something about it.
Yeah, go on.
And it said that he departed because the Jews wanted to make him a king. Verse 14. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Yahawashi did, said, "This is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world."
Yeah, I'll tell you what, brother, keep reading because I got to break it down because I didn't finish the whole thing.
Right. When Yahawashi therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone.
Yeah, he hid himself because he didn't want to be pushed into that exaltation. He pretty much hid himself from the Israelites that wanted them to be in that high position. Because what he really wanted to do is he really wanted to play the part of being a servant and doing what he had to do in that time. Fulfilling his father's will more so than anything else. That was the role of Yahawashi. That's exactly what he was more so pinpointing is his father's will. Not what he wanted to do by his own will. No, he was obedient. That's why it says he was obedient unto death. So keep reading on, brother.
That's the point.
Oh, that's the point. Okay. Yeah. So I want to read one last scripture. I want to have you speak about what is it? Jacob when he met Esau. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But yeah, speak on certain. I'll tell you what. Yeah, speak on certain things, brother.
Yeah, because it said that he went up to the mountain by himself. Now by himself, showing you that when you're in his truth, you're alone.
Yes.
Right.
You're alone. And you know when it goes into the in Esdras about there's a narrow entrance into the kingdom that only one man can enter in alone. Yeah. There's no holding hands with nobody in this truth, man. There's certain you guys, you look up to other guys, and you wanna be side by side, respect to a person's. No, you have to search out your own salvation. You're by yourself, man. A lot of the prophets, they were by themselves, man. That's how to really be a man. You know how the scriptures talk about us being like a millstone? Him that anything that hit against it shall be crushed. Yeah. And whosoever be hit by the stones shall be ground to powder. That verse roughly paraphrasing. Yeah, we're all stones, we're all lively stones. We're hard, but we got the zeal. So we're like lively stones. You get what I'm saying? This is what this truth tells you. It teaches you how the Lord, certain you brothers were fatherless, man. That you didn't have your father around. But when you ended in this truth, Yahawashi, the Lord taught you how to become a man. Taught you how to be tough, and endure suffering, man. Being lonely. You got certain guys in the world, they can't be by themselves, man. They gotta be with their girlfriend. They gotta be with their boy. You know the people that are always on the phone? Always on the phone. Those are the weak people, They can't, they always gotta be with their phone. And it's truth, man. You don't have to be by yourself. Alright? Being in a room, meditating all the time. The scripture said Yahawashi went to a mountain by himself. Meaning without his disciples. Imagine that you go to a mountain to just be by yourself. That's a man acquainted with sufferings, man.
Yeah. But can I say something off? Yeah. You're coming to this world alone and you should leave alone. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Exactly.
Right? Even when twins are born, tell me if I'm incorrect.
Yeah.
You don't see twins come out exactly the same time, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
One always come out.
Yeah, even twins.
Even twins, right? They're in the womb together.
Right.
But they come out 10 seconds later or whatever.
Right.
But they come out alone.
32 verse 11.
And that's the true way of an alpha male. If you're into about alpha male, certain guys, they can't stand for their women to leave. I let her leave, man. Alright? A true alpha male can be by himself, man. You don't really need that woman, man. His whole attitude is, you know, I'm cool wherever you come or wherever you go. Either way, it make no difference. That's your mindset, man.
And dealing with what the brother said, because when you're dealing with most of these women, they're not, when you get a woman in this society, they're not your woman anyway. No. Therefore, the community of men will be done. So you got no one, so you're by yourself.
That's why Yahawashi, that's why he taught, first thing he taught us how to be a brother, and another thing he taught us how to be selfish. If your right hand offended, cut it off. Because you're being selfish. For example, you're close to somebody, and then you start to notice that person is going off, that person is demons on him. Yeah. Eventually, you gotta think about yourself at the end of the day. You know, you gotta separate yourself from that person, regardless of how cool you were. Your friends in the world, majority of the time, who according to this truth, they were not. So you gotta cut them off now. You gotta be selfish. Listen, brother, I'll see you in the kingdom. You know,
and even and not just your people in the world, but even certain guys in the truth too. Because you got certain guys in the truth, they'll act a certain way as well. Like, you know, you got camp leaders out there, all in the different states. You know, the Lord knows what issues they're going through with certain guys. But that even applies to that as well. You know what I mean? If your right hand offend you, pluck it off, so to speak. Yeah. It's that that's what the leaders have to do. The leaders have to deal with that situation. Yeah. Whether you're first or second in command. And going back to what this brother said, if you got a woman or somebody in the world and they ain't rocking with you gotta cut them off, man. You gotta cut them off. Right. Whoever it is. If they're not rolling with your spirit, cut them off. Go on, bro. You got it.
Because the Apostle Paul said a little leaven of the whole bread.
There you go, yeah.
You know? So you gotta get selfish sometimes because you wanna make it. You know?
You know, another man will live in you. Yep. So you have to remove him. Because he's gonna jeopardize your salvation. Yep. You know, that's the main scripture, 2nd Esdras. Only one man can enter in there 2 at a time. 2nd Esdras 7. You're not gonna enter in pair by pair. 2 is better than 1. Even though the scripture says 2 is better than 1, but ultimately, even though you're together, you both have to work out your own salvation. Because the Lord's going to deal with you both separately. Alright? But this is...
Hey, like the movie I was speaking about earlier on, this is the end. The one scene where the guy got beamed up and then the other guy held on to him. You saw that beheaded. You saw that hold on for the like, no, don't let me go, don't let me go. All the way to the end. I think he got as far as high and then I think he fell. I don't remember what happened. I didn't miss the whole movie. Then the guy, he's on a hold on, he's all the way. What must have been, because one guy is being beamed up and the other is being left alone. So he's grabbing onto the leg, man. When the chariots come, man, that's not going to happen. Right. There won't be anybody that's going to hold on to you, you know, all the way until and sneak into the chariot, man. You know?
Yeah. That's why I said you will judge every man according to his ways. Yep. Every man. You know, he's not going to judge men according groups of men. Yeah, every man according to his way. Alright? But even Yahawashi, when he was going for his time of temptation, when they dragged him and they mocked him, they had him sitting down and they mocked him, they put the thorn, they pressed it into his head, and they took his garment and he split it, and they cast lots for it, and then they whipped him, they scourged him, they flipped him over and scourged him again. He had to do all that by himself, and he carried his cross all the way up to the hill. Yeah. He had to do that by himself. And all the women that believed and all the disciples, they were far off. Because this was Yahawashi's time. Alright? So each brother, you're going to have your time. Exactly. Alright? We're not going to be out here teaching forever. It's going to be a time of judgment where brothers are going to get tested. All of this right here, you're just helping the Lord's will. You're just trying to seal the elect. But the Lord's going to put you to the test, all right? That time of testing, the real trial. This is a mock exam, finale. But there's going to be the real sit down, the real that's coming, and that's what's really going to test brothers, man. You can be out here preaching what you want to, but in the day when that real test comes, you can find yourself out. But this is, you get Lamentations 3.
I tell you what, brother.
You're the one teaching.
No, it's all right. Make mistakes. You get me, Genesis. I just want to read this couple of verses, and then I'll have you speak. You get me Genesis 32 because I want to deal with the point that I was dealing with before, because Jacob pretty much played his lot. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna roll with the spirit. Just want to just get it real quick. Genesis 32, verse. You can start from verse 9 and read all the way down to. All the way down to. Verse 18. Start with verse 18.
Genesis 32, verse 9. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, the Lord will saidest unto me, return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. I am not worthy of the least of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I am become 2 bands. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau.
Yeah, because Jacob automatically knew. Dylan, I believe you read Genesis 27, it talks about how if Esau found Jacob, he would kill him because of the birthright, so to speak. So he knew that. And that's why he feared meeting his brother again. Go on.
For I fear him, lest he will come and smite me and the mother with the children.
Come on, yeah, keep going.
And thou saidest, I will surely do thee good and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude.
Yep.
And he lodged there that same night.
And that's what would happen eventually. The seed of Israel proliferated.
And took of that which came to his hand a present for Esau, his brother.
Right.
200 she-goats and 20 he-goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams.
Right.
30 milch camels with their coats, 40 kin.
Which verse? Verse 15 in there.
And 10 bulls, 20 she-asses, and 10 fowls. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove.
Keep going.
And he commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asketh thee, saying, whose art thou?
Right.
And whither goest thou? And whose are these before thee?
Right. Like, what is all of this stuff that you're gonna bring unto him? Like, what is the stuff that you present unto him, Salakia? That's what he's gonna say.
Then thou
in fact, read verse 17 again, brother. Read it again.
And he commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asketh thee, saying, whose art thou?
Right.
And whither goest thou? And whose are these before thee?
Exactly. So, because see, this is what the Lord was telling Jacob. When you present yourself before Esau, your brother Esau, with the presents, he's gonna ask you, why are you here, and what is all this about, pretty much. Okay? And then when you read verse 18, let's continue, brother.
Then thou shalt say, they be thy servant Jacob's.
Yeah.
It is a present sent unto my Lord Esau.
Right.
And behold, also he is behind us.
Okay, go on.
And so commanded he the second and the third, and all that followed the droves, saying, on this manner shall ye speak unto Esau when you find him.
Exactly. So when you meet Esau and you find him, okay, tell him, look, all of this stuff that is pretty much of your present that I give unto you, it was sent from me, from the Lord. So in other words, the reason why we're reading this right here, because the moral of the point is that we as brothers, in this truth, we have to play our position.
Yeah.
Like Yahawashi played his position, like Jacob played his position. Because this is not a game of checkers, this is a game of chess, so to speak. So first and foremost, we have to pretty much recognize